as in my opinion, the Detroit Lions still need to add a veteran receiver, there has become a new face on the market, as Juju Smith-Schuster has been released just a couple of days ago, and that adds another receiver to the mix in free agency that the Lions could potentially sign. Now, in my opinion, no way whatsoever Juju Smith-Schuster becomes a Detroit Lion. No way whatsoever he becomes a Detroit Lion. However, if the Lions were to bring him in, I wouldn't be mad at it. So, this video, my point, and the reason why I'm making this video is because will Darius Fountain, is he enough? Is a guy like Hayden Davis enough to fill out the Lions' 5-6 wide receivers on the team? I believe they can be, but the problem is they both haven't had production in the NFL or gotten a fair chance to where, I can trust them to be that 5th, 6th string receiver. One of those guys, Darius Fountain or Caden Davis, I'd be fine filling out one of those last roles, but I still think we need to add a veteran who does have production in the past and would mentor the young guys like the Jamison Williams, like the Caden Davises. So we're going to be going over the free agent wide receivers again here. Still not a very good class whatsoever available. You have Hunter Renfrow, Michael Thomas, Juju Smith-Schuster, who just got released a couple of days ago by the Pats, and the Patriots are still paying him money and guarantees, so he's probably going to go for a league minimum, so he's probably only going to get like a 1-year, $1 million deal. He'd be extremely cheap, so that's why I could potentially particularly does not like paying free agents, especially this late in free agency, that type of money, so I could potentially see Juju Smith because of that reason. But you also have a guy like Jamal Agnew, Randall Cobb, Marquise Goodwin. A couple months ago, even just a couple weeks ago, he had a lot of potential rumors coming around that he could be a Detroit Lion. I actually was one of the first ones I thought to bring him up like as a potential target for the Lions. And I still think he is a potential target for the Lions. The hype has definitely dried down a little bit. Died down, not dried. Died down a little bit over the past couple of weeks if he'd become a Lion or not. The problem with Marquise Goodwin, he's just not that type of receiver that I want on the Lions. Ben Johnson actually brought up in his press conference a couple of days ago, I believe it was, that the Lions would like to add another receiver, particularly of size, to the receiving room, which would be a guy like Michael Thomas or Juju Smith to add to the team, and Marquise Goodwin is not that. You got another guy like Richie James. He had, I believe, 600 yards just 2 years ago. Alex Erickson. Now, Alex Erickson we actually brought in for a visit today, or a couple of days ago when you're seeing this. But Alex Erickson, I will be mad at him. He actually had 1,000 yards receiving in his whole entire career. Now, he's 6 foot, so he's in the middle for height. And I wouldn't be mad at him. He'd be extremely cheap. Got $1.1 million last year. Actually, just a couple years ago, we had over 500 yards. So I would not be mad if we do end up signing Alec Erickson. I would not be mad at that. No guarantees he'd make the team whatsoever. Might just be a camp body, but it's just another receiver to add to the mix. So we'll be mad at it. Joe Reed, never heard of the guy. Stephen Sullivan, same thing. Jalen Moore, Trey Nixon, Cade Davis is on the Lions. They haven't updated that. Martavius Bryant, there's no way he becomes a Lion. Anthony Miller, he just got signed a couple of days ago. Darius Shepard, Jelani Baker, and Malik Turner. So, really, the only guys that I could potentially see being a Lion on this list is probably Hunter Renfrow and Marquise Goodwin. They probably fit the culture the most. Now, again, I would prefer a guy like Michael Thomas. The reason why I could see Michael Thomas, however, though, is because he was with Dan Campbell and Aaron Glenn in New Orleans, so they probably do have a connection there. But he does not fit the culture in my opinion whatsoever. He has legal issues in the past as well, so I would be shocked if Michael Thomas became a Lion, but he's my number one target in the receiver market. I would love Michael Thomas to be a Lion. Obviously, it's not what he used to be, not that 1,500, 150 reception guy anymore, but he is still a solid 4th string, 5th string receiver like we need on this team right now. Same with Juju Smith. Juju Smith does not fit the Lions. He's actually very young for how many years he's been in the league. He'll be turning 28 in a couple of months. And Juju Smith is that type of big body receiver that we need in the room, in my opinion. However, I just don't know. He doesn't fit the culture. Dancing on the logos, all the TikTok stuff. I mean, obviously guys like Terry Arnold on the Lions do that, but not to the extent of what Juju Smith did. So no way, and there's no way Juju Smith becomes a Lion either. But again, if some way, somehow, Juju Smith was to become a Lion, I would not be mad at it. This can't be right. I just realized this years all the time. 7 years. He's 31 years old. Juju Smith has been in the league 8 years. He's not even 28 years old. That can't be right. That cannot be right. Wow, I never knew that until now. I knew Juju Smith has been in the league for longer than I thought his age was, but wow, I didn't know he's been in the league for 8 years, and he's been in the league longer than Michael Thomas. Wow. But leave your thoughts in the comments down below. Who do you think the Lions could potentially add in the receiver market, or will they? Also, in the thumbnail, you can see Robert Woods. Could the Lions potentially trade for a wide receiver? Robert Woods had the connection with Jared Goff in the past, and he probably wouldn't cost much, as the Texans have an unbelievable wide receiver room. Number 1, Stephon Diggs. Number 2, you got Nico Collins. Number 3, Tank Dell. Number 4 is Noah Brown. So Robert Woods is the 5th string receiver for them. That's crazy. That's why I think he could be traded. I don't think he'd get cut, but I think there's a very good chance he could get traded. They also have picked up Ben Skoranek in the trade earlier this offseason, and they just signed Quintez Cephas a couple of weeks ago.